RoidGearNet news: Stop the stigma with steroid users. Back in March, I took a trip to Cooperstown, New York to visit the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. Before I went, I didn't really know what to expect. I thought there was going to be a big emphasis put on the plaques for the players who have been enshrined over the years. While this proved to be true, and was immaculate, mind you, I never really thought about the museum aspect. The hall has 3 floors filled with baseball history, milestones, quirks, and everything in between. One section in particular that stood out to me was on the 2nd floor. They have this part split into 2 timelines, prior to the modern era of baseball and current day. A part that stuck out to me, in particular, was that they have a section dedicated completely to steroid abuse in baseball. The fact that they acknowledged this, not only, but have it enshrined in the hall, was pretty cool to me. But it made me wonder, if they already have a part of the museum dedicated to it, how long is it going to be before known steroid users will make their trips to Cooperstown? It's no secret that players like Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, and Sammy Sosa deserve to be in the hall, but older writers who submit their ballots refuse to budge and give them a vote. I mean, sure, they cheated, and that is something that should be acknowledged, but 90s and early 2000s baseball revolved around these guys. That era of the game solely revolved around people going to the ballpark to watch Mark McGwire and Barry Bonds slam over 60 home runs in a season. It's hard to deny that the revenue the MLB must have pulled in during that time was insane. Banking off some of the biggest sluggers in the game during that era was like no other. Going beyond that, however, they accomplished what just a handful of players in the game were ever able to do. Seriously, I was amazed to see just how elite the group of the Hall of Famers is. In baseball's rich history, and with the amount of players that have put on a big league uniform, there are not a lot of Hall of Famers. McGwire, who played in his early lifetime, is one of the craziest players to see live. Said recently he would have hit 70 home runs without taking PEDs. I did not take steroids to get any gain for any strength purposes, McGwire told The Athletic's Jason Stark recently. I've always had bat speed. I just learned to shorten my bat speed. I learned how to be a better hitter. There's not a pill or an injection that's going to give me or any athlete the hand-eye coordination to hit a baseball, McGwire continued. A pill or an injection will not hit a baseball. At the end of the day, I think it's time that they admit these players into the hall. It's a part of the game that happened, and if they have already dedicated a section of the museum to steroids in baseball, these players also deserve a plaque. However, it should still come with a consequence. I believe their plaques should have an asterisk next to them, denoting that the player used steroids. As older writers begin to stop voting, which they ultimately will, I believe the younger wave of guys who get a say will in fact elect players like Bonds, Sosa, McGwire, and Clemens into the hall. It's only a matter of time. Brought to you by RoidGear.net. Build your body with RoidGear.net.